Okay, Connor, welcome to Radiónica. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Congratulations on the album coming up this 31st of July. How are you? Where are you right now answering this call?
I'm good, thanks. I'm in Dublin right now. It's kind of raining a lot the last couple of days, and just chilling out and getting ready for the album release on Friday.
That's great news. It's been quite a year for you and for all of us, especially for you because you've been doing many things for this release. How have you been during this global lockdown?
Good, mostly, yeah. The first couple of weeks and maybe the first month was nice. We got some time off from the road and stuff like that, but after that it was a big culture shock from traveling and touring a lot, as you probably can figure out yourself. Going from traveling every day, flights everywhere, different places, to sitting on your couch every day is a big change. And basically the same change as everyone in the world has faced, but yeah, it's been crazy, and it's crazy releasing an album and not touring it.
Especially for you, that you were the band that released an album and tour around all Europe, and many things got nuts. You had a lot of things happening with the girl. Why did you decide to rush to the studio again, so close to the release of the last album?
We just want to keep writing and not get cut off from our creativity, you know, like there's an idea in our heads that if we left a period of time that maybe we'd get this thing of having to follow up the first record, you know, and we wanted to just keep writing and writing and writing, and so to continue our creative energy from the first one. And so we kept doing that, we kept writing on tour, and in the gaps we get from touring we come home and we do it as well. And, we just wanted to release an album quickly then as well, so we could just keep going, and that's what we wanted to do.
Connor, for Heroes that you were trying to be clear about taking different directions, going somewhere else with this album, but you again collaborated with Daniel Carey and the production. Why did you decide to bring him to produce again this album?
Well, it was a thing of he's really familiar to us, and he really knows how to make or to understand the words that we use for describing sounds. You know, like we might go spanky guitar sound and he'd go, oh, I totally understand what you mean there. Then another producer might go, what the hell are they talking about? We had gone in to record it first with Nick Launay in LA, in Sunset Sound, and that was a great experience, and he knows a lot, but it just didn't have the feel that we wanted to get. It didn't. The words that we might say to him, we only realised after we heard the album back finished, his version of it, that we didn't have the same meanings for the words. And when we said Beach Boys album, he took it to mean, I think, what everyone else would think that would mean, and made a Beach Boys sound that sounded like more like a Beach Boys record, but in our mind, Beach Boys means something different. And we were able to get that across to Dan Carey pretty readily, because he lives much more in that headspace that we live in than I did.
Connor, did you feel any pressure to shake up the hype of the girl of the last album?
Sorry?
Did you feel any kind of pressure to try to shake up the hype of the last album, everything that was happening with the band?
Sorry, no, we didn't actually, because we didn't really get a chance to stop and think. We were just touring and everything, and it's only now that we're really getting an opportunity to think about, you know, how quickly we grew as a band, or, you know, that it's only been a year and a half, or was it just about 2 years since we got signed now, and all the stuff that's happened since then is crazy. Like, and at the time, we were just thinking about, oh, I'm playing a gig today, I gotta get my guitar in tune or whatever like that. Nothing really like major scale stuff. So when it came to following up the record, we didn't even have time to think about that, which might sound crazy, but it's true.
Connor, I have read that last year you did an European tour that meant a great opportunity for the band, but also exposed you to the fragile and difficult point of a rising star band that has a lot of things going on around them. I have read a lot of things happening during the tour, but would you like to tell us what did you learn from that experience? What did you learn from those months on the road?
We learned how much we really wanted to be in a band and play those gigs, because we faced a lot of struggles, you know, where we had this time where our van broke down in Stockholm, and we spent ages in the snow trying to find someone who'd jump our van, you know, jump the battery and get it working again. And then we were driving, and we were trying to get from Germany to Denmark as well, and the routing was told that there was going to be this big massive bridge, but then actually we got to the bridge and it was like a ferry route, boat route. Like Google Maps had said, it was a boat route, not a bridge. So we had to wait for this boat for a couple of hours, and then we had to ring up the promoter and be like, sorry, we're going to be a couple of hours late because this boat isn't here. We thought it was a bridge, it's actually a boat. And all these kind of things, like when we were leaving Norway, like the snow was so bad, they closed all the motorways and we got stuck, and we had to stay in this place called Ski. There's actually a town called Ski, like skiing. So I never knew that before, but we were staying in this town and knocking on doors trying to find somewhere to stay. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like, and everyone's Norwegian, you know? They don't, like, so different from being in Dublin or anything like that. So you really learn skills you didn't think you'd learn. You learn a lot more than just music.
Connor, the first album was very physically placed in Dublin. There's a lot of reference, and many people feels at Dublin listening to it. Where did you decide to go this time? Do you think you can point a place in a map, or where this album is going to take us in some way?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that if I've had to point at the map, I just point at the oceans. Like, totally, this album is way more adrift. It's not of any country or nation or anything like that. It's just totally, like, the boat's been just pushed out into the sea and left to wander and be pushed around by the weather.
And finally, I have read that Green said in another interview that he would never write about this quarantine or this pandemic, that it's going to be like a commonplace for every musician during the next couple of years. What do you think will come to your mind? Your personal opinion, your personal point of view. What do you think it's going to come to your mind when you remember these quarantine days? Releasing this album and living these quarantine days for you?
I think it's really strange that we wrote this album about feeling isolation and feeling displaced from your life, and then the pandemic hits and suddenly everyone can relate to our feelings that we put down this record. It's really strange. So we accidentally wrote that quarantine record that Green's talking about not writing already. And what, you know, I think that I'll just remember it for being almost nothing, like a really weird gap in my life.
Connor, finally, I would like you to tell us what do you expect from the audience, from the reactions, because I have read there's many things being said about this album being a statement from the band, from be yourselves, without thinking about many other things. What do you expect from the people who's going to listen this album this Friday?
I expect them to either really like it or really dislike it. I think that we've made some fans inadvertently, you know, through maybe playing with Liam Gallagher and stuff like that, who would be into our songs like Big and Boys in the Betterland and Football. And if they listen to Heroes Death, they probably won't like it at all. But then the fans who got into us because they listened to Radio 6 or things like that will really like it. And hopefully they'll really like it. And I think that they'll probably be really surprised when they see us play it live over how we actually play the parts, which will be fun.
We are really eager to see you playing live. Hope to have the opportunity to have you here in Colombia. Connor, thanks a lot for this time. Congratulations on the album. We have heard the first tracks that you have released, and we are very pleased to have you back during this pandemic at any time. Thank you.
Okay, cheers. Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.